So where did your spiritual journey begin? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear the story, so please leave a comment below. And if your spiritual journey hasn't yet begun, let me know as well, and we can discuss your inspirations maybe. But I was actually reading Jack Cornfield's book, A Path with Heart, yesterday. Well, I started reading it. And he mentions in there that at the age of 14, his spiritual journey began when he was reading The Third Eye by Lobsang Rampa, and it reminded me of, well, I think I've mentioned this before on this channel, and I know I've mentioned it in comment. When I was 12, we just moved to South Africa from England. I was 10, turning 11, so it'd been about a year. Little kid, introvert kid, in a new country, in a new culture, in a new school. I didn't make friends that easily, and just down the road from the school was the public library. And every afternoon after school, I'd go to the library, and I discovered Lobsang Rampa books. And I just used to sit on the floor and just devour these Lobsang Rampa books. They were absolutely incredible. They were amazing. They blew my mind. They opened me up to this entirely new world, and that's where my spiritual journey began. I was always interested in like ghosts and things, and things that little boys are interested in. But this just opened up a whole new world for me. And I remember when I was 16, I had two friends. Very, very good friends, Kevin and Judson. I mean, we were incredibly close. We were probably closer than brothers. And we decided that when we were older, when we had a car, we were going to take a journey we're going to get a Jeep and then take a journey through Africa all the way up to Tibet. And that was a dream that never actually happened. But it's fun to think about. And then from there, I mean, I've been through so many different traditions and paths. My main influences have always been traditional witchcraft, of British traditional witchcraft, and a big influence has been Kabbalah, especially after I met Yakuba Swat. Became friends with him, and he started teaching me some Kabbalistic practical Kabbalah. That was a big influence. But also, I mean, I've been through the Toltec Warrior Path, Carlos Castaneda's books, into ceremonial magic, chaos magic, more recently demonolatry. So in the past I've explored the grimoires, the Goetia, things like that. But as I say, more recently it developed into demonolatry, which has got a whole new bend, a whole new angle to it, how you actually treat the demons, and how you actually view the demons and what the demons actually are. I mean, if you're just going purely into ceremonial magic and Goetia type work, there's very much an understanding that the demons is understood more nowadays as being actual demons, actual evil spirits. And they're not evil spirits at all. They're not evil, they're not good. I mentioned this in videos as well. They're just there. They're an energy that fulfills a certain purpose, that has a certain thing that they do. Like a doctor will treat you for illnesses, plumber will fix your plumbing, electrician will fix your electrical work, your lights and stuff. So everybody has their certain tasks in life, their certain skills, and it's the same with these demons. And when we talk about demon, it extends into all divine intelligences. So it's not just Goetia and what people consider to be evil spirits. And as I say, they're not evil anyway to begin with. They're just energies that do a particular job, that are there for particular things, for worshipping in particular ways. But I mean, as I say, my path just progressed through all of these different traditions and paths, and I seem to have come full circle. In the past few months, I've definitely come full circle. I've been trying to find my way back to what was the raw core me, why I began, and where all of these practices actually culminate, and the actual one practice that envelops all of them, and that has become meditation and breathwork. So, with my more recent travels into demonology, I got reintroduced again to Crowley's work. But all of this, I mean, in order to work with the demons, there's a lot of meditation that needs to be done. There's inner silence that needs to be cultivated. You go into Crowley's work and there's a lot of discussion and practice revolving around yoga and meditation, breathwork, pranayama, and all these things. And it just kept leading back to different things, and then eventually to yoga, and then eventually to the Eastern traditions. And I never thought I would actually get into the Eastern traditions, even though I started there. I mean, that's where my spiritual journey began with Rampa and Tibetan Buddhism. But I never thought through my whole progression that I would actually go deeply into Eastern traditions. I've touched on them through the years. I've touched on Buddhism and such things. But it's always been more focused within the Western mystery traditions. And now I seem to have gone from there straight to the East. And so it's revolving a lot around yoga, around Buddhism, Hindu traditions, Hindu practices. So I seem to have gone all the way back to when I was 12 years old, and I was reading books by Rampa about Tibetan Buddhism. It was quite interesting for that, to see that whole cycle happening. And I'm almost 49, well, I'm going to be 49 this year. That whole cycle it's coming to that point where I take on a new path again. And this, I believe, is my new path. I think that reading the Jack Cornfield book and him mentioning Lobsang Rampa and when he was 14 and me having a similar experience, and also he then gives a quote from Carlos Castaneda's works, and those are the two of the authors that just really blew my mind. It felt like this is my path with heart, and we all need to find our path with heart. So, as I say, love to hear from you and love to hear your stories about where your spiritual journey began. So please leave a comment below, and we'll discuss it. Anyway, that's for me for now. Thanks. Cheers.